Get ready for Tuesdays with Tiffany Lewis. Tune in at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time to Be the Change. Only on Clear Source Radio, where we inspire people soul to soul. Only on Clear Source Radio.
Hey guys, this is Tiffany H. Lewis. How are you? Welcome to Be the Change. So, the first thing I'd like to do, if it's okay with you guys, I always do binaural beats, even if it's just like super subtly in the background. And the reason that I play them is because A, they're relaxing and they help me concentrate and focus on things. And also, I think that they're very engaging when it comes to you guys, really tuning in to what the heart of every single one of my episodes is actually about. So give me just a second and let's play with some binaural beats for a second, and then we're gonna pick one. It's pretty easy. I have a whole list. Okay, you're gonna hear some noise. That's my roommate. She's making noise. I'm over here like shaking my head at her. Oh, okay. Alright, cool. Noise over. Alright, problem solved. Well, sort of. Alrighty, guys. Bear with me. It has been a long day. It has been a long week. I know it's only Tuesday. I don't care. It's my vibration level and the frequency in which I'm vibrating on at literally this point right now in life is just super, super high. It's a very positive thing, an extremely exciting feeling, followed by just kind of euphoric emotion, and for multiple reasons. I mean, the first one would obviously be because it's Tuesday, and I absolutely love this show. I love Be the Change. I love when you guys participate with me. I love when you guys tune in. I love your support. I know I just sounded like Tay-Tay there a little bit. Taylor Swift. She's like, oh my God, I love my fans. Yeah, but I'm serious. Okay, it's not fake and I'm not a clone. I really am seriously appreciative of everything that you guys do and for all of your support all the time. Alrighty, so I've attempted to stall long enough. Alright, so there's multiple different kinds of binaural beats. Now, if you don't know what a binaural beat is, a binaural beat is a sound that uses different frequencies, wavelengths of sound to vibrate and create what could be an outcome, such as a deep cleansing, or maybe get in tune with your heart or your soul, or perhaps maybe you want to see what it feels like to open your pineal gland or your third eye. Maybe you want to get in touch with your chakras. But whatever the thing is, I like most of them help you go to sleep. Most of them, if not every single one of them, definitely helps us when we meditate. And when we meditate, each one of us, every single time that we meditate, and there's no noise and no distractions going on anywhere near us, and even if there is, through enough time, you can learn how to tune it out. Once you tune it out, you can begin your meditation. Meditations in my world always begin with a literal salt bath, salt water cleansing, and then light, airy, light colored linens and a really free flowing, just, like pajama pants, but super duper light linen. All right, anyway, that's enough. You can open your third eye. You can tap in to your intellect. You can lucid dream. You can heal yourself. You can focus more. You can astral project. You can have positive energy, kind of like I'm doing right now. And whatever you guys may think I am or am not doing or am not on, I'm on nothing. I am just vibrating at such a high frequency because I'm just so excited to get to share this with you. I mean, really, I'm at a loss. Truly, I am at a loss for words on how excited I am to not only get to convey and share all of this information with you, but I have a feeling at least some of you are going to look into it. And there is no harm in listening to a wavelength or a frequency. It's probably going to help you sleep. Do you have trouble sleeping at night? Binaural beats. Are you anxious? Do you have anxiety? Yep. Binaural beats. Okay. Would you like to have control over your own thoughts so that they don't necessarily become a feeling? Binaural beats. And through listening to these different separate kinds of binaural beats, then and only then are we able to subconsciously take in the information or the beats, usually the healing beats or the positive energy or whatever you want out of it. And then at some point, after enough repetition, then everything that we have learned from listening to and feeling the individual effects of every single binaural beat or frequency or wavelength, hertz, megahertz, whatever it is that you want to tap into, go ahead and do that. And eventually you're going to be consciously aware of the fact that you are now subconsciously taking in a thought, and this is where your conscious comes in. This might sound confusing, but it's only going to be confusing until you do it. So I put it like this. I'm listening to binaural beats. I'm studying all of the time. I'm listening. I'm paying attention. I love learning. I love focus. I love intelligence. I love to increase my memory and or concentration. I love to increase my focus. So one of the ones I play for you guys all the time in the background, I'm going to stray from that one a little bit tonight. And also remember, there are delta, alpha, theta, and beta waves. So each one of those is a different thing. So if you feel like, Googling them, go ahead. It won't change anything in a bad way. So today we're going to do binaural beats. It's called Super Intelligence. I don't know if I've played this one for you guys before. So let me do a quick sound check with you guys. And I know I'm live, but hang on, please. Quick sound check. I just want to make sure it's not too loud. I'm sorry, too loud, because I definitely jam out. Okay. Do you hear that? This is called the happiness frequency. And yes, I just turned it up a notch. And yes, I just moved closer to the microphone. I bet you're already feeling what I'm feeling. So I'm going to take my headphones off of me now, and let's do this. All right. Headphones are off. Good Lord willing that there is no echo. And I always have to whisper that word because I have to be quiet about it because, you know, Alexa is in two separate places in the room I'm in right now. You don't want to say her name. She goes, dun, 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 dun. Anyway, not even on point. All right, cool. So I hope you're feeling the feelings that are created and meant to be associated with listening, subconsciously taking in the wavelength, the sound, the frequency, the hertz, the gigahertz to this very specific binaural beat. Are you calm? You may have noticed a humongous change from when I first started this show out to right now. See, right now, I'm calm. I only listened to this for just a few seconds. So, I mean, if that can work for me, then it can work for anybody. Because I promise you, I'm quite literally one of the most stubborn people on this planet. Yep, my roommate is walking in again, knowing that I am live on the air. You might as well say, hey, what's up? Say hi, world. Come on. Say hi, world. Say right here, hello, world.
Hello, world.
What's your name? Just your first name.
Daisy.
Daisy, are you making noise?
Yeah.
Are you trying to mess with my show?
No.
Do you love everybody?
Yeah.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm happy.
All right, cool. So, see, that wasn't awkward at all. Anywho, back to the topic at hand. And I'm done talking about binaural beats. What I'm going to do at this point is I made a 45-minute recording last night during something that I was going through. And I don't know if I want to play that because not that I'm afraid of your reaction or anything. I'm always kind of super live, raw, unedited. And by unedited, and yeah, I'm sure you hear that car that thinks they're so cool jamming down my street across the street from elementary school in that bass or hydraulics, whatever they're doing. I don't care. I'm ignoring that. Please do the same. So anyway, I made this recording last night, and it was at a very interesting point. These things always happen to me between like midnight and I could say 3 to 4 a.m. And there are reasons that some of those numbers matter, but I'm not going to dive into any of those reasons or any of those numbers or why they may or may not matter to anyone or any specific, you know, belonging to category of A, B, C, D, E, F, or G. So we're going to stick to the point. I don't know if I'm going to play that for you. I truly don't. I don't know if I should play that for you. It's raw. It's rare. It's unedited. And that's cool. I can replicate the whole thing. Because now what I have that I didn't have when I recorded it, I don't know, like 10 hours ago, 12 hours ago, well, now I have an understanding of why I felt that way. For me, growth as a human being, my own personal growth is of the utmost importance to me. And not just that, but because my personal growth and my personal journey are quite literally here to help every single person listening to this show right now and then some, to kind of become aware of the fact that I am, some people call it an awakening process. I'm going to choose my words more carefully because I don't really want to deal with being judged right now, so whatever. Let's put it this way. I know I have a higher purpose, And I know that you do too. And you know what? I'm your biggest fan. I'm your cheerleader. No, you probably just caught the word leader in there. And I didn't ask for this position. Or maybe I did. I don't know. Maybe I asked for it when I was a little child or something. I don't know. But I've known my whole life that I would be put in a position to lead people. And knowing that, well, that makes me very fragile and humble as a soul and as a person. And that is exactly why tonight's show is called, the feeling of heart. And I know that's kind of tricky the way I just said it. It's not easy to describe how a heart feels, right? Because man-made word. There are so many languages, but all of them were created by humans. Okay. And everything I just said about binaural beats, I'm going to bounce back to that just for a second. And now know that man-made word and true word is sound. I talk about this all the time on my YouTube channel. Super easy to find. Tiffany H. Lewis. My channel is called Tiffany H. Lewis. I mean, I'm super duper hard to find, you guys. But anyway, listen. Without you guys, I would be nothing. And without you tuning in and listening, and without me having the ability to try to put into feelings words that were created by man, that is a feeling, or lots of different feelings. This is a very hard but not impossible task. But in order to do that, it takes a lot of steps, it takes a lot of practice, it takes a lot of studying, it takes a whole bunch of understanding. So if I still have your attention at this point in the show, then you're ready to understand what is true feeling, heart feeling. Why is it called feeling? You might have known it prior to right now as emotion. Nuh-uh. It's a feeling. Why are you feeling that? Why do we feel things? So, that said, I'm going to take just a really short, quick break because we are live on the air and I literally... Okay, as promised, that was a really quick, short break. Now, I've put on a different set of binaural beats, and I'm hoping that you can hear it. So I'm going to turn it up just a notch to make sure that you can actually hear it. It's not quite as loud as the one just a second ago, so we're just going to go back to that one because it's super important that I play these shows with specific binaural beats, only if for nothing else than to just help us all remain calm, become more intelligent, and get a feel for what are binaural beats, why are there 4 or 5 different waves, such as beta, theta, alpha. Okay, hang on, here we go. As soon as I hit on a good one, I'm going to get off that subject. Alright, this one's pretty calm. Oh, alright, here we go. Alright, so if anybody ever gets or receives a headache because of the binaural beats that I play, then that is because I have activated, just by playing these beats, these binaural beats, this frequency, this wavelength that we are now vibrating on according to said binaural beats. And also, everything I play is always royalty free. Know that, please. But if you get a headache or you experience nausea or something like that, you might think that that is your body rejecting whichever binaural beat, but that's not true. That means that's something that's triggered your mind consciously or subconsciously, and maybe a thought came with the headache or the nausea. If not, cool, just turn it off and move on to the next one. All right, guys, that's all I need to say and want to say about binaural beats. I want to move right on into tonight's topic. Tonight, our topic is, what is true heart feeling? And that's sort of a loaded question. And I don't like that it's a loaded question, or at least might come across to seem to be a loaded question. Because, like I just said a second ago, true word is sound. So when I'm trying to explain a feeling to you, how do I do that with words that don't actually exist? Number one. How do I do that with sound being the true form of word that was not made by man? Okay, so now you realize why I play binaural beats. I'm trying to help you feel something positive, something beautiful, radiant, glowing, bright, pretty, and, my favorite word, kind of glittery. That may sound silly, but trust me, it's a good thing. I even have like a really cheesy, 46-second video that says something to the effect of, if I could be anything in the world, I would want to be glitter. And the reason that I would want to be glitter is because if I were made of glitter, literally all I would have to do is just kind of sprinkle my glitter on you. And then all of a sudden, everything I've always known and seen about you on the exterior, and more importantly on the interior, basically everyone in the world who judges a book by its cover or by its exterior, to include people, well, let's add some glitter to that. All of a sudden, you sparkle, you shine, you reflect. So the point is, if I could be glitter, seriously, as cheesy as this sounds, if I could be something, it would be glitter. And then this way, when I kind of throw my glitter on you, then everybody else in the world sees in you, on the exterior, what I have seen and known you to be and are on the inside the whole time. All right, no more cheesy things. So, how do we explain the heart? I know I've asked that question 3 or 4 times now, so I'm going to dive in. If I start speaking very quickly, it's because I have a lot to say in a short amount of time. And for those of you who don't already know this about me, again, my name is Tiffany H. Lewis. This show is called Be the Change, and I'm really here to help you change. I want you to have a better life. I want you to have and want to have the best possible version of yourself, living in a world full of chaos that we cannot control. So, what can we control? Can we control our thoughts? Absolutely. Can we control our feelings? I don't know. Maybe with enough practice. Can we control what others do? Not a chance. So it puts us in this awkward position that's like this. I'm just going to break it down for you. So I am a person without using labels. I'm just going to explain how I operate as a person. I am a heart person. Some of you might already know the only word that even comes close to helping me define what is a heart person and what does a heart person do. And the thing that we do is we feel things differently. We sense things. We trust our instincts and our own intuition. And we become consciously aware of our subconscious thoughts. We notice that it's a thought. We look at it, we observe it, and we give it the boot. It's just a thought. It doesn't have to turn into a feeling, and it does not have to turn into emotion. So that is true heart feeling right there. And on top of that, we are heart just like Avatar, like literally the movie Avatar. I know I've said this before, but I'm not sure how many people are listening. I don't check out those numbers. I don't know. My goal on every single time I speak, be it on this show or on social media or anywhere that I put my voice to something, I'm doing it with the intent of trying to help you so that you don't have to go through every single horrendous thing that I went through to grow as a person, to become one, because we are all actually kind of one. You know, we live in a multi-dimensional universe, and most people think that that's on a 3D level, and we're really all connected. And I can prove that because let's talk physics or science for a second. Energy doesn't begin and it can never end. It never dies. It can only live on and on and on and on and on. So if our body is made up of 90% water and we're born, you know, in a womb that's filled with amniotic fluid, it's sort of like that movie, The Abyss, which I was just talking about that with a very good friend this afternoon. So suffice it to say, if we are born into water, breathing water, aka amniotic fluid, why can't we be delivered into a swimming pool in our living room, a safely monitored situation, a child into more water? Why can they breathe that? It's not amniotic fluid. It's actual water at this point mixed with amniotic fluid. Now that may seem a little far-fetched from where I'm going for the rest of this conversation, but that's basically just one prime example of exactly the kinds of things that our hearts feel and understand and or want to understand. That's what makes us heart people. When I compare heart people to the movie Avatar, the blue people, you know, I'm not doing it because they're the color blue, specifically the shade of indigo. And I'm not going to even go there right now because I know a lot of people have a lot of, well, opinions on what is or is not true. But back to scientifically. Scientifically, what goes up must come down. Newton's law of gravity. Okay? Energy, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. It can never actually die. There is no beginning. It can only be transferred. So suffice it to say, if your body were made of 90-something% water and you are born in uterine, in amniotic fluid, of course you could be delivered into a swimming pool in a very safe environment with doctors and nurses present, because I don't want to come off like have a child in your living room in a swimming pool. No way am I saying that. So let me just clear that one up right now so it never goes there. All right, so obviously we would come out knowing how to swim. You know, all those videos you see of babies swimming, it kind of blows your mind a little bit, right? Little bitty babies, like 3-month-old babies swimming in a swimming pool. Well, that's because we were born with the ability to be able to breathe and function sort of on a mermaid level, but through chemistry and science and an understanding that we are all one. You know, we learned how to breathe independently on our own. And 9 times out of 10, when you take a baby out of the water that you may have just delivered in, or either just the amniotic fluid, liquid that it's been breathing in for the entire time it was spent in the womb of the mother, well, you know, doctors are known to kind of like very lightly tap its rear end or its behind to snap it back in to take your first breath. They stick their fingers in the baby's mouth and they kind of draw out that thing. Actually, they use one of those little infant plunger things, those little blue things or green things, little tiny infant plunger, like, you know, like out of the mouth, out of both sides of the nose, and now the fluid is gone. Now you have to breathe air. So, okay, that may seem random to you, but it's not. As I always say to you guys, I'm going to say it again one more time in this show, and then I'm going to drop it. I purposefully say things that might not seem to make any sense or happen in any particular order with you, but I'm really, honestly, truthfully placing all of these thoughts and ideas so that you can at least, if you're interested in, you could at least, you know, contemplate the fact that you could research these things. This isn't about debunking. This is not my other show, Decoding the Unknown, which I know I said I would do last Friday, but it's actually going to happen this Friday. So this isn't a debunk what I'm saying kind of show. This is just what it is. So I'm a heart person. I'm a heart person who is feeling. And that doesn't mean that I just have feelings, because we all have feelings. We also all have a subconscious and a conscious mind. When we surpass what we ingest through our conscious mind and subconscious mind, and are able to finally consciously be aware of the thing, such as a thought, you kind of look at it right in front of you. Like if you were to place your hand in front of you right now, close your eyes and using nothing but your third eye, or maybe you'll call that a chakra, maybe you'll call it a pineal gland or pineal gland. Anyway, look at that, realize it's a thought, accept that it's a thought. The thought may lead to emotion, but give it the boot. Get out of here, thought. Cool, I had a thought, there's a thought, I acknowledge it, I recognize it, moving on. That's kind of how subconscious and conscious work together to create an environment and an outcome in your brain that allows you to become more intelligent, more open, more understanding, able to communicate better, able to present yourself better, able to help people on a larger scale understand what is thought, feeling, emotion, and any other thing that's super duper hard to explain in words. Again, because word is sound. All right. Oh gosh, I can't even believe how fast this show is going. There will be a part 2. I can tell you that right now, because I have not even come close to scratching the surface yet. So, again, while it may have seemed like I've gone all over the map, I have not, I promise you. All right, so here's what's going down right now today. Back to that video I was referring to. It's 42 or 48 minutes long. I don't know, somewhere in that realm. And, last night, Well, I guess I need to back it up a little bit. My instincts have been telling me for weeks, and not just me, but a lot of other people, that something big is about to happen, some huge transformation. I compare this to the metamorphosis of a caterpillar into a butterfly. But see, the thing is, when a caterpillar does morph into a butterfly, do you even know what the lifespan of a butterfly is? And in case you don't, it's very short-lived. So, of course, there are more cocoons or shells that we must shed to continually keep morphing into the butterfly, as an example. All right. As far as shedding off old things and bad habits, you might not know this or believe me, and that's cool, but what if I told you you could literally manifest anything you wanted in the entire world? And all it would take would be a few things. Number 1, practice. Number 2, repetition. Number 3, desire. And number 4, an open mind. I think you already have all of those things. I'm already providing you with repetition. I do this on purpose because any person can learn something new, such as a language. Your brain doesn't actually only allow you access to 10% of its usage. That's a flat out lie. Because if you can believe that you literally only use 10% of your brain, why doesn't the other 90% of your brain question why? Why is a word I use all the time. And that's fine. This is not about me. This is about you. So, repetition. I do that with you a lot. Because if you can learn how to do something, it doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter anything about you at all except that you want to learn and you want to understand and you want to keep growing and more and more and more and more compassionate. You want to grow into heart, not feeling, not thought, not selfish things, not praying for selfish things, and not really necessarily to use it to do good to help others. That's just my case. I use it to help others, and I don't want any recognition. And I promise you, if you ask me what I do or where I work, I mean, I can't lie, but I will lie to you that one time. I'll say I work at McDonald's for $5 an hour rather than having this very deep conversation with you on who I truly am, what I truly am made of, and my comprehension of it all, and how I'm going to share that with you, and how that's going to lead you to morph. And I can't force you to morph. You can only morph if you want to. There's the desire. If you want to learn more, learn. Who's stopping you? If you want to learn more from me, here I am. I'm teaching you. If you want to learn more on, social media, okay, cool. Learn. It's right there. But the one problem you're going to run into is that literal history that was shoved down our throats in the institution of education as minors under the age of 18. Sidebar on that for a second. Minors are now also being tried as adults and given life and or death for crimes. Okay. End of that bar. Back to where we were just before that. I had to throw that in there. So, because it obviously weighs, it adds some weight to the conversation. So, if you can be considered an adult even though you're a minor, okay, well, why can't you as an adult learn something new, just like you could when you were a child. So you can. There's no question about it. This is not a question. You can learn anything. All you have to do is want to learn it badly enough. You need to probably understand multiple sides of it. I like to look at everything from every angle. Basically, if you could imagine a circle, and whatever I want to learn is in the center of that circle. So now a circle, much like, pictures that are drawn of a sun with all the little rays coming out of it, up, down, left, right, center, bottom, like a circle with lines all around it and perfectly in line with the circle sun figure. Well, that's how I look at things. I look at it from every single possible perspective, or at least as many that I know exist, to learn more. You want to learn a new language? Guess what? All you have to do is play tapes in your sleep. It will become a part of your subconscious. And the most beautiful part about this and the morph that this just became is that, let's say you wanted to learn German and you started listening to German teaching tapes or videos on YouTube while you sleep every night for however many hours that you sleep, even if you're not asleep. Let's just pretend that the volume is really, 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 really low and you're not even paying attention to wherever you're extracting this information from that's teaching you how to learn German. Well, the thing is, you don't have to be paying attention. You don't have to be fully aware. You don't have to be fully alert. You just have to have the intention, desire, and the want to learn it. It then becomes ingrained in your subconscious after, and I say this all the time, repetition. You need to do it 15 to 28 times for it to become a habit. Now, you want to learn German, and if you think I'm kidding that you can at least learn some German just by playing the same, video or tape that is teaching you how to learn German for 15 to 28 times. Well, let's say you end up in Germany and all of a sudden, maybe you can't speak the language, but all of a sudden you can understand at least some words. And if it were me, I'd start out with the basics. I'm hungry. Where's the food? Where's the bathroom? Can I get a taxi? How much does it cost? Basic things. So that at the very least, you could go shopping, end up at your hotel in Germany or wherever you're going. Know how to say hello, know how to say goodbye, please, thank you. All that good stuff. Anyway, all right. While my voice and my frequency have slowed down, it's okay. I like this level. This is like a happy medium, but it's about to rise back up to the top because now I'm excited again about the next part of this show tonight. All right, hang on one second, please. Tonight we're drinking Red Bull because Red Bull gives you wings. Yeah, okay. But I need the energy because, all right, last night I made a video, 40 something minutes long. What happened was I'm sitting there in my room meditating. I cannot stand sound. I cannot stand frequency, vibration, radiation. Vibration was a bad choice of words there. Being able to feel a vibration based off of a frequency, kind of like this car that keeps driving up and down my street that I know y'all can hear in the background. It's making my floor vibrate, but not on a natural level. There it is. Oh man, see, that's how the law of attraction works, by the way. You think it, you see it, you hear it, and then all of a sudden there it is again. That's the 4th time during this show. Not the point. All right, so I made this video last night, and I'm sitting there meditating. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning. I work overnights, so I do my best work between, 8, 9 p.m. and 8, 9 a.m. I don't even go to sleep, if I sleep at all on any given day for more than a few hours. I don't even go to sleep till everyone else is getting up and going to work. I work at night, overnights. And in this video, I'm 3 or so hours into what happened. What happened was I was sitting there and all of a sudden I just bursted into tears. And I don't just mean tears. I mean, I'm pretty sure I used the word mental breakdown multiple times to a couple of very entrusted friends. And I don't even know if a couple is valid. Maybe just to one very entrusted friend. And the reason that this happened and the reason that I'm not going to play that video for you is because after listening to it, it sounded sort of like I wanted you to feel sorry for me, and I don't roll that way. Again, I'm heart, I'm feeling, and in order to convey my feelings and thoughts and my heart and what hurts me, that video won't help us at all. It actually would probably cause regression or nothing, but worst case, regression. Anyway, I'm crying. I'm meditating. I don't know what's wrong. I have been feeling the ground vibrate underneath my bare feet for weeks. Myself and multiple other people that I know kind of all sensed using our intuition and or abilities or whatever you do or do not want to call them. It doesn't matter what you call them. I don't do labels. There's no label needed. It's a feeling. The feeling says, man, something huge is about to happen. There is a humongous change going on in the world right now, and we can feel it. And the we that I'm referring to is quite literally just 3 or 4 people at best. I mean, maybe even only 1 or 2 people. And it's not that like we understand each other more than anyone else understands each other. It's just that we're in tune to the fact that we are aware of the possibility that something really big is about to happen. You're going to find that a lot in life when you go down this path, if you choose to go down this path and learn more and expand your mind and your intelligence level and your consciousness. Most importantly, you're going to drop anyone and anything that does not help you ascend more in a positive manner or vibrate on a higher frequency. You're also going to become aware of, just because you have a thought and you see the thought and you just kick it to the curb, well, that's a conscious decision to not allow yourself to dwell on a thought. So that's a practice that if you're up for the challenge, try practicing that. Practice. Feeling comes in, thought comes in, emotion comes in, sit still, relax, notice it with your eyes closed. All right, cool, body, I'm having this feeling, emotion, or thought. All right, cool, that's a thought. Bye. Kick it out the front door. Kick it off to the left, kick it off to the right. Not the point. So at some point between making this video last night and right now, I realized why I was having a breakdown yet again. Well, first of all, I just told you that for the last several weeks, I could feel that something big was coming. It was going to happen. Now, some people, probably even myself, would tell you that if you were to dwell on any one thing or any set of things, you're literally only going to manifest that situation based on the law of attraction. So understand, please, I didn't dwell on anything or have any specific thoughts. I am consciously aware of the fact that I have a thought and I, kick it out. Cool. Thought, bye, see you later. I don't dwell on thoughts. It's just a thought. It's just a feeling. I feel something big coming on. Awesome. What am I going to do about it? Nothing. Am I going to dwell on it? Not a chance. So time goes by, and then I have this breakdown. I'm just sitting there. I'm just literally sitting there having a meltdown, a complete full-on meltdown. And I begin to understand that the reason that I'm having a meltdown is because in the weeks and days prior to this particular meltdown, I learned many, many things that I can never unsee or unknow. I can't challenge them, and I wouldn't want to even if I could. So what's happening is Daisy came in to say hey. You might as well say hey if you're
Hey.
All right, thank you. Anyway, point being, I became aware of the fact that I felt hurt and I felt broken. And not because anybody did anything to me, or anybody or anything said anything to me, but potentially maybe just the fact that I had learned what I have learned in the last few weeks. And I don't watch the news, so those of you that do, I don't even know if you know what I'm about to unleash, but did you know? Are you aware of the fact that literally conquer and divide is happening? Everybody said it would happen. Now, if you were to go onto YouTube and try to YouTube a particular topic specifically involving, events that happened in the 1940s that I'm not going to name, but even the stuff that was forced down our throats through our history books, it's not true, and it breaks us inside. The more we learn, the more it hurts us. So again, I'm sitting there having a breakdown, and I'm aware of the fact that the reason I'm having a breakdown is probably a plethora of things. First off, I knew something was coming, so when it happened, I didn't really catch on to the fact that I had said that a few weeks before. And this is my third or fourth serious breakdown in the last few weeks. And breakdown is a bad choice of words, but again, it is very, very extremely difficult to try to relay a feeling, an emotion into an action that matches a word that people use, aka labels. And I don't like labels, so I'm doing the best I can. I become aware that the whole world, or at least half of it, here on planet Earth, a lot of them also sense this ongoing impending doom. We are raised, trained, brought up, and forced to believe, either through spiritual means or religious means, and definitely through institutional means, including education, prison, whatever. Now, we're forced to learn these things. Me, I'm a questioner. Why did that happen? Why would that happen? Why? Why can't I send my kids to school and not be afraid that they're going to get shot and killed? Why? Why do people take their own lives by the hand of suicide? And bigger than that, why on earth can anybody comprehend that suicide is not a crime anymore? While it may have been however many centuries ago, what are they going to do? Punish someone to death for taking their own life by what they call committing suicide? And I get bent out of shape all the time. I hate when people say that, because it's like, one of my things that I like to do is I love to be here for people and reach out to people, but I love doing it anonymously, meaning I will never admit it. I will literally look you right in the face, lie to your face, and tell you that I work at McDonald's for $5 an hour versus the actual truth of who I am, what I do. Because I don't want recognition. I don't want money. I don't want recognition. I'm not going to brag. I don't do bragging. I don't do labels. So why do we live in a world where a bunch of people, number one, they actually believe that they are only allowed to tap into and use. Oh, tap into isn't really even on the table just yet. We are taught that we only use 10% of our brain. Well, why? What happens to the other 90%? Then you have movies that come out like, I don't know, The Matrix. And without getting too much into that, there are several other movies that basically explain the same thing. Limitless, I believe is the name of another. It's like this magic pill that, opens up the other 90% of your brain, allowing you to function at your full potential. Well, you know what? These binaural beats I keep talking about, they can do the same thing for you. But more importantly than that, meditation can do that for you. And for those of you that are spiritual, I'm going to give you one piece of advice. Please take it or leave it. If you're going to pray for something, I need you to put all of your heart and soul into praying for something that can be used on a very large scale to help a lot more people. Do not pray for a physical thing or your soulmate or love or a car or whatever it is that you think you're praying for. For example, on that note, peace on earth. Well, you can't have peace on earth because earth, again, we are all multi-dimensional beings living in what you think is a 3D version of reality. Reality is actually perception. All your fears, all your thoughts, all your doubts. Anyway, my point is, if you're going to pray, do yourself a favor and pray for the thing that includes all the other things. Pray for wisdom. Because if you pray for wisdom, naturally, with wisdom, you become curious, you start questioning everything, you start asking the question why, and you're trying to understand everything. Furthermore, now you want to learn about it. A wise person once said, da 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 da, whatever it was that they said. So without wisdom, if you were to pray for knowledge, you don't gain wisdom. But if you were to pray for wisdom, obviously you would gain knowledge. All right, guys, hate to cut you off. I did not realize this conversation was going to go in this direction, but hey, that's fine with me. This is Tiffany H. Lewis. I need to sign off. I will do episode 2 of this session, which we're going to call, trying to describe how the heart feels. What is a heart feeling? I know we didn't get much time to get in there onto that topic, but I promise I have more to say. Check out my YouTube channel, Tiffany H. Lewis. Like, follow, subscribe. Clear Source Radio, YouTube, all that good stuff. And sorry to rush, but please, guys, have a good night. I will talk to you again Friday on Decoding the Unknown, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Check into Facebook, check my Facebook page or clearsourceradio.com's Facebook page, and you'll see that invite to the show on Friday. I have to go. I'm out of time. I love y'all. Good night. Thank you. Bye.
Are you ready to be inspired? Are you ready to make positive changes in your life? Tune in to Be the Change, live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, featuring our heartwarming radio host, Tiffany Lewis. She's an empath, an indigo, and has a new and uplifting message for you. Every week, Tiffany can be heard only on Clear Source Radio, where people